Good morning. That was interesting. Still interesting. We've got to turn sound off someplace. Welcome to the shortest day of the year, or I guess that was yesterday. So this second shortest day of the year. Glad to have you here. I'm glad it feels a little like December outside. I'm glad that we are here to keep each other company and warm. Help the season be more bright. This is a church that is built on covenant, not creed. Y'all know what that means? It means that we make mutual promises with each other that we're going to do our best to be respectful and try to understand viewpoints other than our own. And remember that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Try to make the world a little better for having passed through it. Anyway, whoever you are, however you self-identify or are identified by others, whatever your history and whatever your current convictions, if you care to be here with us in mutual respect, you are always welcome. This is our intergenerational service for the study period of Jewish and Christian heritage. And we front load these services with a little bit of information, and to that end, our Director of Religious Education, Lifespan Religious Education, Ms. Susan Caldwell, will share a few words. Is Ernie gonna?
Oh, yeah, I think we have announcements from our board person of the day, Ernie Cowger. All right.
It's my pleasure to welcome you this morning, and we're glad you're here and hope your holiday is going well. Our volunteer of the month has been Bob Jordan, and is that, and we are giving away the plate. That means that anything that's put in the offering plate up here that is not marked as a pledge or another donation will go for this giveaway of the plate, and that goes to North Louisiana Interfaith. And I want to remind you about our Christmas Eve service this Tuesday night at 6:30. And if you have some goodies you'd like to bring to share afterwards, you're welcome to do that. We'll enjoy that. And remember, if you have done your pledge, have it in your hand somewhere. If you'd be sure and turn it in if you haven't. And you can make a donation this morning. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Ernie. Good morning. As Reverend Barbara said, my name is Susan Caldwell. I'm the Director of Religious Education here. And this morning is our service in celebration of the end of our unit of study, our season of study on our Jewish and Christian heritage. We come out of those traditions. That's where our roots are, and so we honor those and tell the stories, I think, in an empowering way. And Today, we do include also, because this is also a multi-faith winter holiday service, today we'll also be including earth-based pagan traditions, celebrations of the winter solstice, which is how kind of all the holidays that fall around this time of year are linked by a common thread of waiting for the light. So, with that, before we have our chime, I'm going to ask our Boomwhacker Choir to go ahead and come on up, and they're going to play for you the first Noel. We should have a low, oh, not for this one, right? You're right. All right, are we ready? And remember, let's hit them on the step. That's going to sound a little bit better. The edge of the boom on the step. And after I ring the chime, we'll sing together, Gathered Here. The words will be on the screen. But first, we'll take some time to settle. Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle and the power, Spirit, draw near. Do I need to take that a little higher? I think that was too much in my key, wasn't it? Let's try it a little higher. Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle and the power, Spirit, draw near. Gathered here at this turning of the year, we join with generations before us and multitudes all around us who have seen the seasons change, the days growing shorter, the nights longer, and even in our own temperate home, the days growing colder, at least for now. We have waited, and we still wait for the return of the light. And yet, even as we wait, it's important to remember that when we gather here in community, with our collective wisdom, with the warmth of our friendship and the energy of our struggle for justice, let us now bring the light as we ignite our chalice flame. And first, I'll ask if anyone would be willing to help me this morning with the first chalice lighting. Thank you, Ava and Jackson and Reverend Barbara and Elizabeth.
We light this chalice to celebrate Unitarian Universalism. This is the church of the open mind. This is the church of the helping hands. This is the church of the loving heart. Together with mind, hands, and heart, we care for the earth and for each other.
Thank you. Oh, and Natalie, if you'll go ahead and come up. It's there. There it is. Thank you. And this is you up top.
At this time of the winter solstice, when the days get shorter and the night sneaks in early, we celebrate the light. We gather together to celebrate family, to tell our stories and sing our songs, and to honor the earth's turning. This time of year is celebrated by many faiths and many cultures around the world.
And Elizabeth?
The winter solstice is celebrated by many different earth-based traditions, including the Druids who meet here at All Souls in Vancouver. Celebrate Yule. Several of the Druids are also members of All Souls because their spirituality is one of the inspirations of Unitarian Universalism. As you can see from yesterday's altar table, many of the traditions we think of when we think of Christmas, like the tree and the lights, originally came from earth-based religions celebrating the turning of the season and waiting and hope for light to return.
Thank you. If you'll join me for the unison affirmation, the words will be on the screen. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve human need, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the sacred. Thus do we covenant with each other. Ava?
Hanukkah is a Jewish celebration of a great miracle that happened a long time ago. When Judah Maccabee and his brothers saved the temple at Judea from Greek soldiers who had taken it over and torn it apart. When they had restored and cleaned up the temple, they realized their supply of holy oil to light the temple menorah would only last for one night, and it would take them longer than that to purify the olive oil they need for the menorah. To their astonishment, the oil lasted for 8 days, and so today, families who celebrate Hanukkah light a menorah with 8 candles to honor the miracle. We eat food fried in oil like potatoes, pancakes called latkes, and jelly donuts. We also play a game with a four-sided spinning top called a dreidel. When we play our games, we celebrate joy and friendship and togetherness.
And in that spirit, Reverend Barbara's going to, thank you, Ava. In that spirit, Reverend Barbara's going to help lead a song called Hine Matov. And we'll sing it in Hebrew and in English. I'm going to help too, yeah. We'll do it all together first, right? Both first.
Hine matovu manayim, shevet ahim gam yahad. Hine matovu manayim, shevet ahim gam yahad. Hine matov, shevet ahim gam yahad. Hine matov, shevet ahim gam yahad.
Okay. Do we want to sing through the English verse too? Or?
It's your service.
Okay.
So what it means, and what we'll sing next, is how good it is and how pleasant for people to be together. That's all you're saying in all of that Hebrew.
Right.
Okay. So let's sing that in English, and then we'll go back to the Hebrew. Okay?
Right. And then we have a surprise.
How good it is and how pleasant for people to dwell together. How good it is and how pleasant for people to dwell together. Good and pleasant, people in peace together. Good and pleasant, people in peace together. Hebrew. Hine matovu manayim, shevet ahim gam yahad. Did you want to do rounds?
Yeah, let's do that. All right, Jackson, thank you.
Not very even.
Do we want to split some choir folks over to to the other side, maybe?
Okay, Bob and Sally, can y'all sing with the second half?
Okay, so we'll start. We do the first 2 lines, and then y'all come in as a round. Just go. Yeah, we just want y'all to lend some support to that side. Okay. So y'all ready over here? Hine matov. Okay. Hine matovu manayim, shevet ahim gam yahad. Hine matovu manayim, shevet ahim gam yahad. Hine matov, shevet ahim gam yahad. Hine matov, shevet ahim gam yahad.
Hine matov, shevet ahim gam yahad.
Hine matov manayim, shevet ahim gam yahad. All right, thank you.
Thank y'all.
You should clap for yourself. and I'm going to light while you read, okay?
Advent is the season on the Christian calendar celebrated with the lighting of a candle for each of the 4 Sundays before Christmas. It is a time of waiting for the birth of the baby Jesus. Today is the 4th Sunday of the Advent, and we light the last candle, the candle of love, for love, and the hope that love is born in us.
Will you join me in the spirit of meditation as I share these words from Megan Lloyd Joyner? And she begins with a quote from Reverend Victoria Safford. Now is the moment of magic, when people beaten down and broken, with nothing left but misery and candles and their own clear voices, kindle tiny lights and whisper secret music. In the Christian calendar, Advent is a time of waiting and a preparation for the coming of the Christ child. The story from first century Palestine tells us that with the birth of Jesus comes hope, love, the undoing of the status quo, a new reign of peace on earth. At this time of year, we are invited, as weary people have done since the beginning of time, to kindle tiny lights and whisper secret music, to cradle our hopes like newborn children, to wonder what love looks like in practice, to await a new era with patience and preparation. This year, we might not feel like waiting is the best move. We may cry out in lament for lives and rights taken without account, joining our voices with all who cry for justice and peace. This year, sitting quietly in the midst of chaos might feel close to impossible. Finding the magic in the season of waiting can be difficult for many of us, not just this year, but any year. But how does one sit quietly when life can be so unkind? What about the times when we wait for word of family in conflict zones, of an injured friend or a dreaded diagnosis? When we wait for word of family, when we wait for illness to set in or for a child who does not arrive? In times like these, we might find ourselves wishing that time would pass more quickly to get us to the other side. How do we live in this kind of waiting time? Advent challenges us not just to wait, but to wait actively, to do the work of preparing hearts and tilling the soil that awaits seeds of hope and love. Advent encourages us to be present in each moment of waiting. That moment of magic, the time we have been waiting for, is now. Not some future date, not the end of the Advent calendar, not the hour that the days begin to lengthen again, or that long-awaited morning of presents. The mystery, the excitement, the beauty of this season are all found in the waiting time. And so we wait, allowing ourselves to be fully present to all that is happening in each moment. And when we do, we join our lives and our breath and our hearts with all who are waiting, waiting for justice, waiting for peace, waiting for a world reborn. Precious oneness, grant us the strength to be still in this waiting time. Grant us the courage to experience the awe of this moment and the next. Help us to prepare our hearts that seeds of love and hope might root there. And help us to join our deepest desires and intentions with all those waiting and working for justice and peace. Amen. Blessed be. And let us take these thoughts with us into the silence. Unshared, that they may be had, and for all of the joys that they may be multiplied. If you've come to services I've done, I choose that music whenever I can. I just love it so much. Not only the song itself, but the way they sing it. And every time I listen, like to last night when I listened to it, I heard for the first time how the pianist is in there too. You know, you never see them, but there's this wonderful moment, you know, where the piano is just speaking as a part of the, anyway, I'm sorry. It's just a beautiful piece of music. I want to introduce Taha Hyatt now, who's going to share with us something that's often read in the wintertime in the Islamic tradition.
Okay. So I just wanted to give some context before I read. But this is the Divan of Hafiz, and in the Shia Islamic and Zoroastrian traditions, during solstice celebrations, which are known as Yalda, This is like it's a common practice to kind of like read a random poem out of this book, and that kind of like is a way of kind of determining what the next year is going to be like, kind of like what a lot of pagan traditions do with like tarot and stuff like that. So I'm just going to do that now, and we'll see what we read. So, and also for context, this translator kind of does it in a way where everything rhymes, so that's unique to this translator. So. Gone is camaraderie, there is no friend. Oh, no one now can you ever depend. The flowers are withering and the spring is gone. The leaves are falling and the freeze is on. The birds in the garden do not sing. There is no scent for the breeze to bring. There is no kindness, no help, no pity. The picture you see is not very pretty. In the bar, the troop topers are full of gloom. The ladies of the night are losing their bloom. Indifference in faces you see everywhere. What happens to you, people don't care. Apathy and scorn are commonplace. Whatever happened to mercy and grace? We know, O Hafez, you have the woes, but the answer you seek, nobody knows. I'm going to do another one. So, there was a time I lived in her street and used to kiss the dirt of her feet. My way to her heart I could easily find. I had on my tongue that was on her mind. And what was above and beyond my brain, my feelings of love could always explain. And what in her absence was hard to bear became very pleasant when she was there. And I used to think that she was all mine, but alas, she had another design. For old time's sake, I went to the bar. Instead of wine, there was blood in the jar. About pangs of love, when I asked my doc, what he said to me was all poppycock. Oh, when I think of Ishak the king, I feel he was the breeze of the spring. Yes, Hafiz, he was like a happy bird of the mighty hawk who had never heard. So, and that's by Hafiz, who's the 14th century Sufi mystic. So.
Jackson? Yeah.
Christmas is a time when we celebrate the birth of Jesus and tell the story that has been told again and again for centuries, and will be told here again on Christmas Eve. But right now, we want to tell the story in a different way, from the point of view of the animals in the stable.
So, and we have our animals. We need some help with our animals, too.
I carried his mother uphill and down. I carried his mother to Bethlehem town. I said the donkey saggy and brown. I said the cow white and red. I gave him my manger for his bed. I gave him my hay to pillow his head. I said the cow all white and red. I said the sheep with curly horn. I gave him my wool for a blanket warm. He wore my coat on Christmas morn. I said the sheep with curly horn. I said the dove from the rafters high. I put him to sleep so he would not cry. We put him to sleep, my love and I said the dove from the rafters high. Thus every beast my slumbers fell. In the table room was glad to tell. The gift he gave Emmanuel. The gift he gave Emmanuel.
Where for the rest of the day? Yes. Got yours.
Christmas is a time when we gather with family and tell our own stories too. Unitarians Universalists have been a big part of how we celebrate Christmas today. Though many Protestant churches in early America didn't approve of celebrating Christmas and sometimes even outlawed it, Universalists often lived in rural and farming communities where a celebration of light was welcome in the cold winter months, and Unitarians like the idea of a celebration of their great teacher, Jesus. Charles Fallen, a German Unitarian professor at Harvard, introduced the custom of the Christmas tree to America at a party at his home in 1832. And over in England, another famous Unitarian, Charles Dickens, wrote a book, A Christmas Carol, which moved the focus of Christmas even more toward family and goodwill. Finally, one of the most popular non-religious songs of the season, Jingle Bells, was written by James Lord Pierpoint, son of a Unitarian minister.
And we will play that for you now. It's Jingle Bells. As we extinguish the flame of our chalice, may its lingering spark be carried in your heart until we are together again. And I'll ask the choir at this time to come up.
We wish you a Merry Christmas, a joyful and Merry Christmas. To all who celebrate Christmas, we wish you a Happy New Year.
We wish you a happy solstice, a sunny, satisfying solstice. To all who celebrate solstice, we wish you a happy new year.
We wish you a happy Hanukkah, a bright and inspiring Hanukkah. To all who celebrate Hanukkah, we wish you a Happy New Year.
We wish you a happy Boxing Day, a happy Boxing Day to all who celebrate. Boxing Day, we wish you a Happy New Year.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
We wish you a happy solstice, a sunny, satisfying solstice. To
Wish you a happy Boxing Day, a happy Boxing Day to all who celebrate. Boxing Day, we wish you a Happy New Year. We wish you a Happy New Year.